Whoa, that's
What manner of creature?
Adiko.
Ikera.
Stay close, Ishi.
I'm not too proud to admit.
Oh, sure, that.
So alone. Never alone. Exokaizo reached. We're the gates. We guard the silence of Akaizo. You aren't. Aethas has disturbed the bones of Akaizo. Akaizo is closed. The gates are barred. Our covenant with the Old Ones does not forbid questions. The son of Ngati deserves to carry truth to Barath's wheel.
I do not plan on joining my mother in the beyond this day.
The chosen people of the Deadfire, called it the Outsiders, were their contemporaries.
that sure sounds like the Ingwithans. Guess they got around.
The Outsiders passed from the...
Not all of them passed.
The Old Ones and the Outsiders Outsiders augured the doom of the Old Ones. The rift unmade them. The Outsiders coveted ancient Ukaizo. Its occupation was a hindrance. Machines were built on it. When the machines were nearly done, the Outsiders constructed bodies of flesh, skeletons now. They're ones which drew the spirits of the dead. Finally, the Outsiders, our bond with the Old Ones, come back. They offered us a trade. We were ordered to slam shut the gates of Ukaizo for all.
And the Ingwithans turned this thing against my ancestors?
Necessary, son of Ngati. The Outsiders' quiet gave way to chaos. When the last screams of the Old Ones faded, none but the Green Colossus, whose you are the first kith to visit, now you know. And not may your journey through the wheel be an informed one.
Ikera.
Your principles do you. The silence of Ukaizo will be restored.
Just like.
thing isn't doing the job.
Just like that.
Like a frog in a futile.
That wasn't as bad.
I need to try something else.
Hope you got a way of turning off that storm. Looks unfriendly. Mean spirit. Even.
I suppose we're heading straight into that.
To think, this storm has been here since the Ingwithins left Eora. Little wonder that Ukaizo has been lost for all this time.
Has it been this way since the age of my ancestors?
Don't be thinking at it too hard, Cap. He'd be right hungry for an ill wind.
Gilded Veil got its... Might as well be a hard to miss what you... These great people got a funny way of passing on. They disappear from the world, but I get... Oh, God of...
It's even scarier than in my dreams.
It's beautiful. I know I can kill us, Captain. Just let me have the moment.
see why not.
I've stood here before. Until today, it was impossible that we would arrive. As a boy, I dreamed of a tower, this view. Yakara, Ngati's covenant, the first form of water shaping. So beautiful. I am the tremor that inspires the tidal wave. My people never doubted that Ngati's chosen would find our ancient gift. I am ready, Watcher.
The machine controlling the storm winds down. The clattering of its machinery settles into a low whir, and then the bell's ringing is soft. Not the
Watcher, your journey nears its conclusion.
The pallid night stands before you, her gaunt face.
You rush headlong toward the end. Soon you will confront Aethys for what will likely be the final time. And you will do so.
The pallid night inclines her head.
If Aethys truly intends to go through with his mad plan to destroy the wheel, a generation's worth of souls will be trapped in the in-between. So many would suffer. How can Aethys be so cruel? He cannot just abandon them.
Abaddon strides forward.
Aethys thrust this crisis on the Kith. They did not bring it upon themselves. Their only mistake.
Aethys will reveal every secret of the gods. Will Kith be able to change the established order if they have no wonder to inspire them? Aethys must help them resolve this quickly, lest every one of Eora's few remaining mysteries be laid plain.
Coddled children learn nothing. With the wheel destroyed, Kith will tear themselves apart. It is the gods' duty to prevent that happening, lest they doom us all. And as Kith must be ruled, so too must the gods. I say that if Aethys is so eager to throw down the mantle of power and step aside, I shall take my rightful place as Queen of the Gods again.
Kith are strongest when they follow our lead. And we are strongest when we lead in turn. United in purpose with the gods, Kith can accomplish things that without us, they could...
Kith will not solve Aethys' puzzle on their own. And without an established order to fight against, the bonds that bind them dissolve, and they fight amongst themselves.
You cannot trust us, and you never should have. Only the Kith may save themselves.
Boudica's firm hand is but the motherly smothering of Helia by another name. Our intervention in your
Indeed. Kith must discover for... I have faith in Kith's ability to meet Aethys' challenge. Do not mistake my words for indifference, Watcher. They are born from a fierce belief in your potential. Not a refutation of it.
see clearly. Margaret is blinded by her affection for mortals. She does not see that entropy is the destiny of all things. If Kith have had their...
As Rimmergon's words fade, the Pallid Knight returns.
Well, Watcher, you know where we stand. What do you believe? You have some time now that I laid upon you. You are no stranger to hard choices. You killed Theos, and when his soul was laid bare before you, you chose to remember the strength it took to make that choice. And know that you alone...
She claps her gaunt...
You keep falling asleep on me, I'm gonna have to start walking behind you with a pillow. Oh, by the way, the storm's gone. Also, it seems...
It is good to see.
Do not touch the machine again, I say.
If all your missions involve this many head wounds...
Gods darn...
In here with me, Fate.
Hold up, Lovesome. I've got some words for you. When is a good time to die, really? Ready or not? It's nothing personal. There's still time for us to steal whatever doom-causing relic your rogue god's after. Let him try to find it, while my fleet sails apart to every end of the ocean. Barring that, we'll plunder the lost city of gold. Guess that leaves me with the fall-through option. Kill you, pirate Ukaizo, and make the best of the apocalypse.
The
Watcher, your journey nears its conclusion.
The Pallid Knight
Aothis will reveal every secret of the gods. Will Kith be able to change the established...
You have misgivings with
Kith will not solve Aethis's puzzle on their own.
I have faith in Kith's ability to meet Aothis.
Margaret is blinded by Kith.
As well, Watcher, you know where we stand. What do you believe? You have your...
Hold up, lovesome. I've got some words for you. With aspiring that, we'll plunder the lost city of gold and live like royalty right up until the end. If it's to be my last life, I'll damn well make it a good one. Do you really? No.
So alone. The silence of...
This thing isn't doing the job. Right.
Hope you got a way of turning off that storm. Looks unfriendly. Mean-spirited, even. I suppose we're heading straight into that.
To think, this storm has been here since the Ingwithins left Aeora.
Stood here before, as above this tower, this view, Captain Gati's covenant. So, I.
The machine controlling the storm. The
Watcher. Your journey nears its conclusion.
Aeothis will reveal every secret of the gods. Will Kith be able to change this?
Kith will not solve Aethis's puzzle on their own. And without an established...
You can... I have faith in Kith's ability to meet Aethis's challenge. Do not mistake my...
Margaret Kith...
Well, Watcher, you know where we stand. What do you believe? You have your...
You keep...
You descend into the ancient winding streets of Ukaizo. Battered by storms for thousands of years, as you approach the center of the city, an immense Engwithan machine. The only safe route to the god is a steep ascent along a monstrous pillar of lumin...
Strange to see Ukaizo in this way. It may be hard to picture, but this city was once full of life. Great hanging trees shadowed these boulevards. Each spring, a festival, the celebrants would pass all people of all nations.
Mighty One, I once desired to... Was I wrong?
Tekehu, the gods have already decided so much of your... You know how your people could benefit from your help. Deciding what course to...
This isn't right. You can't put this burden on. How can you have faith that what you're doing is good? You know how many... No matter how you spin this, you can't...
Adair, I wish I could explain it to you. The souls of this world will need people like you. Lights burning brightly in the darkness to...
Ukaizo's corpse is beautiful, my god. Its current state, is but one spoke in the ever-turning wheel of life and death. But you seek to break that wheel. I beseech you, Gone, that when you do it right.
It saddens me that the harvesting of souls in my name has brought you to this place, Shoti. I can only hope that after I am gone, you will see there is a brighter future for mortals. It is a future that you can help shape, even if you cannot see it now.
Ain't never chatted up a god before, and yet thing I'll be wanting to know, what be stopping the other gods from coming down and just setting this shit back straight, and then you breaking it again? This be our new tides, then, all up and down, over and over?
A wise question, Seraphim. It is not beyond their capabilities. After all, we made these, but it is not something they can do easily. Not without mortal assistance. It will be for mortals to decide if they...
What right do you have to do this? Destroy the wheel and leave us with nothing? Without even knowing what will...
Aloth, we are all, gods and mortals, responsible for our own actions. But inaction carries its own moral responsibility. One must always do as their conscience...
Rawatai gave everything they had. Will we ever have another chance to prosper? Or was this damn island our last hope?
Only you can answer that question, Maya. The storms that ravaged your... It is my hope that after I am gone...
I want you to know.
But Pallegina, you do so only because we have wronged you. We have wronged... But after this moment, you may see a change in my brothers. But what of you, Watcher? Why have you followed me? Have you come to bear witness to the breaking of the wheel? And you believe I should give my strength to one of them. I am certain Woodica has convinced you of this course. Why do you believe I should give this power, which we have used so irresponsibly for so long, to any of them? Though I hope my brothers and sisters would not do so, you have convinced me, Watcher. The gods do need a strong...
Indulge me in a moment's curiosity. There is something I wish to know about Eora, about Kith, that I can only learn through your eyes. You followed me all this way, voyaging, besting a guardian who existed to bar your trespass with the machinations of gods, and you did so on your own. I believe that mortals possess the strength to collaborate and shape a future of their own design. I had hoped your actions would set an example for the coming to Okaizo unencumbered by alliances proves a different point than the one I intended. But it is a valuable one, all the same. What inspired your decision, Watcher? Did the choice echo your foundational beliefs? Or were you influenced by observation? I thank you for your perspective. All I ever wanted for mortals was growth. Some have forgotten themselves. It brings me great sorrow that crisis is the... You shirked the aid of others and came this far alone. But I think you'll find that the future is built on trust.
I must attend to my final... You have carried a heavy burden. You are free now. As free as any of us can be. Many will come to you for help in the years ahead. I have great hope for you. But always remember...
Aethys squares himself to the machine. As he returns to his task, each strike bringing with it the sound of cracking stone and twisting metal. The flickering of luminous Adra cracks appear along the hands, then race up the arms. You see Aethys' arm shatter upward from his hand through his elbow. A flash of light. As Aethys' voice fades, the enormity of what you've accomplished sinks in. You have confronted a god. You have rediscovered the ancient city where the wheel was forged, and you have seen the wheel shattered. What comes next is uncertain, but already Aethys channels his essence into Bareth, empowering the god of doors, cycles, and life and death beyond all other gods. Bareth vows to maintain peace and order in the here and the beyond, while Kith labor toward a solution.
To see Okaizo in this way. It greed this all my would take you just the I oh it but what will oh this but what of you, Watcher? Why have you followed me? Have you come to bear witness to the breaking of the wheel? And you believe I should give my why do you believe I should give this power, which we have used so irresponsibly for so long, to any of them? It is true. We created ourselves as equal. You have convinced me, Watcher. The god...
Indulge me in a moment's curiosity.
There is some you've besting with an I come. What inspired your decision, Watcher? Did the choice echo your Boudica has been especially active since the downfall of her favorite operative. Have you ever considered that she is mentoring his replacement? My brothers and if Boudica's shadow has fallen upon you, I thank you for your it brings you shirked the aid of others and came this far to ask. You are entitled the great work of the Ingwithans, souls which currently await new life in the beyond, will be born into the world as normal, but their numbers will not replenish. Anything that dies will tarry in the void of the in-between. Await. Once the beyond has emptied, every birth will be hollow-born. Unless mortals work together to carve a new path, the essence of life will be trapped in the netherworld. Gods will starve. Aora will grow silent and cold. When we tamed the cycle of reincarnation, we broke what had once functioned naturally, and without essence will simply pool in the void of the in-between. Never passing through Adra networks to the beyond. The dead will be left to wander in darkness, confusion, and sorrow. For several reasons. My strength was with so many vying for control of the Deadfire. I also saw a ripe opportunity for mortals to cast us. They have never been more powerful, more capable. Because of this, the gods must justify their importance, or be proven obsolete. Yes, if that task is beyond their skill, then they no longer deserve their position. That could mean swallowing their pride and hearkening to the wisdom of mortals. Some, I expect, will perform better than others. I must attend. You are many will I have.
Aeth, you see. As Aethys' voice fades, Aethys channels his essence into Bareth, empowering the god of doors, cycles, and life and death beyond all other gods. Under Bareth's guidance, the world becomes a more predictable, stable place. Seasons fall into great minds around the world work methodically towards salvation. In reaching Ukaizo and facing Aethys, you have accomplished the impossible. And you have done it without the assistance of the great powers of Deadfire. Your feats capture with each day, your legend. Ukaizo remains unclaimed, and the Efekia Channel becomes the site of a near-constant battle as the Huana and the Rawatayans vie for control of the unprotected island. And while they chip away at one another, emboldened by their rivals' distraction, the Valian trade to support their operations, the Valian Trading Company begins shipping the mysterious deaths of Governor Clario and Storm Speaker Ikawa provoke hostilities between the Valian settlers and the Huawan residents. What starts with angry words escalates to retaliatory killings as each side. By the time anyone bothers to question the strange coincidences surrounding their deaths, including as the balance of power changes in Deadfire, so too does Nekataka, with the major powers at one another's throats. Nekataka becomes a maelstrom of chaos. Spies and smugglers follow the flow of refugees into the city, where the pirates continue smuggling food into the gullet, and the Raparu embrace their benefactors, aiding and concealing, with Skiarilifus's essence still empowering the Water Shapers Guild. The practice of water shaping grows and flourishes in Nekataka, and its practitioners rise in prestige. They install your brief encounter with Letharn proves deeply influential for the plagued with nightmares and haunted by the deaths at Hesango. Letharn begins questioning his faith in Aethys. The faith of the children of the Dawnstars fades, but their commitment to the people of Deadfire does. Ruanu, the chieftain of the Huana at Tikawara, dies mysteriously. The tribe finds his body washed up on the same beach where Anaharu challenged him to the trial of waves. Some blame Anaharu. The leaderless tribe eventually scatters. The dragon, Neraskirlas, no longer passes between Aora and the White Void. Vatnir tries to hold the Harbingers of Dusk together, and for a time, succeeds. The group resettles within and around the temple, vowing to protect it. In besting the Beast of Winter, you earned the Death God's mercy rather than his enmity. The deity remains characteristically unforthcoming about his decision, and you're left from her phylactery. Neraskilas whispers to you still. Once repaired, the Adra at the primal island of Kazuwari. Again, the faces of the hunt continue to rule the Crucible and Galawains, like the other souls following in your wake. Muatu eventually yearns to move on to the beyond and released from their bondage to the sightless eye. The Vithrak of the encouraged by her arcane successes. Bakarna returns to her observatory to continue her studies of the fleshy mass of Wal's abandoned body continues to slumber beneath the halls obscured. Guarded, and infrequent but persistent rumors speak of an island overrun by primordial spore creatures and ruled by a roughly kith-shaped entity, more fungus than not. A creature well practiced. Though your adventures alter the destiny of Aora and the balance of power, and Adair returns to Hisango, where he reunites with Byrne, the son of his former lover, Alava. The boy takes heart in Adair's account that Aethys and all the other gods were false, petty, and unworthy of the love of Kith. Realizing how close he came to dying for this cause, Byrne finds renewed purpose in working alongside his uncle. Shodi is not a priestess who understands the meaning of subtlety. As such, she makes her girlish crush on Adair painfully obvious from the moment she first sets eyes on the strapping fighter. Early in your travels, Adair appears discomforted by her persistent flirting. He often grimaces when she sidles up to him, and plagued by constant nightmares and hallucinations, Shodi becomes increasingly disassociated from reality. Meanwhile, her power continues to grow with every soul she harvests. You start to notice sliced up animal corpses everywhere you two travel. But when confronted about it, Shodi stomps her feet, and though the two of you no longer travel together, Shodi holds fast to the memory of you in her heart, remaining your fierce and doting girlfriend. Aloth renews his commitment to transforming the Leaden Key from a tool of secrecy and oppression into a watchdog organization. With the wheel broken, he reasons the world will need wise and You let Romaro go, and the former pirate ostensibly set sail for the trade lanes of the Eastern Reach, the Edier Empire, Old Valia, and yet, when the two of you part, Seraphon seems The Valian Trading Company is initially furious when they learn that Pallegina had assisted the Watcher in claiming Ukaizo. In the chaotic aftermath, the company takes a more nuanced view of Pallegina's actions. The turmoil in the region allows the well-organized company to seize a number of valuable... Pallegina renews her relationship with Giacomo, corresponding with him regularly, and even meeting with the old Animancer once or twice a year. Though she does not understand the intricate details of his research, time away from the Navy gives Maya Rua some perspective on how Rawatai conducted the Deadfire occupation. No sooner does she return to active duty than she voices her frustrations over some of the more underhand. Though Maya's covert assignment in the Deadfire is considered a success, few claim knowledge of it or openly congratulate her. Though she has a lot on her mind, whenever you come across Maya, Shodi is never far off. She looks forward to seeing her brother again. Takehu distances himself from the problems of the Deadfire, giving the tribes a reprieve from godlike omens. Ngati's silence speaks volumes. The Huana, your farewell is short and cordial. Nothing further needs to be said, and your pursuit of Aethys and your journey to Ukaizo signal the end of forces that have shaped the lives of Kith and the course of nations. As the Watcher of Cadnua and the former Herald of Bareth,